Welcome to the Tokenized Economy. Here is today's explainer on blockchain's simple map.
You hear these words thrown around all the time, right? Public, private, permissioned, permissionless. Honestly, it can sound like a total maze. But don't worry. We're going to cut through all that noise and give you a super simple map with real-world examples to show you how these things actually work. So let's get into it.
So how do we make sense of this whole landscape? Well, it turns out you don't need some massive textbook. You just need to ask two core questions. Seriously, this simple framework is pretty much all it takes to understand any blockchain you come across.
And here they are. First, on the left, you've got access. Ask yourself, who can read or use the chain? Is it public for everyone to see, or is it private just for a select few? And second, on the right, you've got validation. Who gets to write the new blocks? Is it permissionless, where basically anyone can give it a shot? Or is it permissioned, where only an approved group gets the keys to the castle? That's it. These two questions give us the three main models that people are actually building with today.
First up, we've got the one most people think of when they hear the word blockchain, public and permissionless. The best way to picture this, it's like an open highway, totally free for anyone and everyone to use. So what does that really mean? It's completely open. Anyone can look at it, anyone can send a transaction, and, this is the big one, anyone can try to validate new blocks. Now, security doesn't come from some central company. Nope. It comes from thousands of decentralized validators all playing by the same rules, all incentivized by game theory to keep the network honest. This is the model you have to use when total decentralization and censorship resistance are the top priority. And the two biggest examples, of course, are Bitcoin, designed as this pure public digital cash network, and Ethereum, which is more like a global public computer for smart contracts and all those decentralized apps. Okay, let's move on to our second model, public and permissioned. If the first one was that open highway, think of this one more like a guarded toll road. It's still a public road, but there are definitely some rules and a few gatekeepers.
So what's the deal here? Well, the ledger itself is public, so anybody can look at the transactions, which is great for transparency. But, and this is a huge but, only an approved known set of validators are actually running the network. This makes things way faster and allows for real governance. It's kind of the perfect setup for cases where you need that public audit trail, but you also need a layer of control.
You can see this model in action with platforms like Hedera, which is run by a governing council of huge companies, and Ripple, which uses a specific list of validators to really focus on compliance and speed for banks and other financial institutions. And finally, we get to our third model, private and permissioned. Okay, so forget the open highway. This is a gated corporate campus. You need a key card just to get in the front door. With this one, the whole game changes. These are closed networks, built for authorized members only, and they're usually run by a single company or a small group of companies. Look, the goal here isn't decentralization at all. It's all about creating controlled, confidential, and super efficient workflows with a laser focus on privacy, governance, and speed. And the examples here are the heavy hitters of the enterprise world. You've got Hyperledger Fabric and R3 Corda, which are massive in banking and supply chain, and Consensus Quorum, which is basically a popular business-friendly version of Ethereum. So, we've walked through the three main models. Now for the big question. How do you know which one to choose? Well, it's all about matching the model to the mission. It's about picking the right tool for the right job. Let's just break it down one last time. Super simple. You need open, unstoppable decentralization. You go public and permissionless. You need transparency, but with some governance and control, that's public and permissioned. And if you need closed, regulated private workflows for your business, you're looking at private and permissioned. See, each one has a really clear purpose. And that really leads us to the single most important takeaway from all of this. It is never about which technology is the best. It's about picking the combination that actually solves the problem you have, not just chasing the latest buzzword. And that is our simple map to the world of blockchain. Hey, if you found this useful, make sure to subscribe for more short explainers just like this on blockchain, tokenization, and financial markets. And please drop any questions or topics you'd like us to cover